What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Muay Diaz Combat Pubcast. It is Tuesday, April 14th, and we're coming off a huge weekend of fights, boxing and UFC. And so I had uploaded a video Saturday night, and usually I'll upload it and then I'll just won't pay attention to it. I'll come back a day later or 2 days later to check the comments if anyone's interacting, because I don't like to leave people that are commenting on the videos just like unread. Like, I like to interact with you guys. So I did that Sunday afternoon, and it had not uploaded yet. And so I just decided to cancel it, shoot a new video, upload it today. And it's probably for the best, because by the time I shot the video Saturday night after the UFC, which was well into like midnight, I mean, it's the Muay Diaz Combat Pubcast for a reason, because I will crack beers while I'm breaking down these episodes and doing the fights. And I was probably 24, 25 beers in. Like, I mean, I'm not bullshitting you, because I started early for the Tyson Fury, Makhmadov, Conor Ben, and Regis Prograis fight. Went to the gym, or had my son's soccer game at 9 o'clock a.m. Went to the gym right after, trained with my cousin, hit the wing spot, got wings, started pounding the beers. So that was around 1, and then nonstop all the way till midnight. I mean, that's a solid, 11 hours of just work. 11 hours of pint work right there. So I'm kind of glad it didn't go through, because I don't even know what I would have sounded like or looked like. But I mean, it is what it is. But here we are. It's Tuesday. I rewatched all the fights again just to stay fresh. And let's start with the main event. It was performance of the night. Jiri Prochazka versus Carlos Ulberg. I mean, talk about a storybook written ending. I mean, Carlos Ulberg blows his ACL out. I mean, you don't have to be a magician or a doctor to know that he was injured in this fight. And it's all about that check left hook that he throws. We all know that he loves that. He slides back, boom, hits that check left hook. But it's his feet that nobody looks at. So when he's sliding, he's moving, and he'll plant on that front foot when he takes that step back. But that right foot has not planted yet. So as he's starting to torque over, because this is how he blew it out, he had Jiri moving in, and he was sliding back, and he had that front foot, his left foot was planted. His right foot was not planted yet. So as he's starting to torque that check left hook, that's when that rear leg plants, and he was so wide because he was trying to lean back and land that left hook. When that right leg plants, you see it pop, and that's when it goes out on him. And then it went out at him 2 more times. Jiri Prochazka is trying to put the pressure, and then Carlos Ulberg throws a high kick off that right leg and goes down again. And Jiri's doing this whole stand right here, and it doesn't work out for him, because he closes the distance. He gets Carlos on the back foot, so he's planted. So he's not moving back anymore, right? So when he blew his knee out, he was sliding back. So there's movement there. So he's wide. His base was wide, and that's when the knee went out. But after it went out, he's sitting on the fence. As Jiri comes in, that's when he cranks the left hook. So there's not a lot of pressure on that back leg, because he's not sliding back anymore. He's already planted. So he's waiting. So when Jiri comes in, that's when he unleashes that check left hook and drops him and gets the finish. I mean, if Jiri would have been a little bit more patient and understood the situation, if it would have went into the middle of the rounds between the first and second, this fight probably would have got stopped. The doctor would have came in, the coaches probably would have stepped in, the referee would have stepped in, like, hey, are you good? Can you continue? The corner probably would have been like, his knee is blown out. He's not going to continue to fight because he's going to get hurt. Especially once you take that minute, which doesn't seem like a long time for most people, but that minute, the corner of Jiri would have been like, hey, his knee is fucking done. Stay on the outside and start hammering that leg. start hammering the back leg, it would have been done. But Jiri just overzealous. I don't like this whole this thing of Joe Rogan saying that he showed mercy, and this is why I'm glad that I waited for today to put this out, because Ulberg was on the podcast with Ariel Helwani on Uncrowned, and he was like, I don't believe this whole mercy thing one bit. He goes, he was scared. I don't believe that. I don't believe that Jiri was scared. He had a man dead to rights in front of him who had a blown out knee. If Jiri just would have been more patient and more smart on how to navigate the fight. Is that a word? More smart or smarter? If you would have been smarter to navigate the fight, dude, let the fight go in between the rounds. That fight would have been stopped. I truly believe it would have been stopped between rounds, 100%. The team would not have trotted him out there on a blown out knee. The referee probably said, hey, you've already been down 3-4 times on your own without getting touched. If you go down again, we're going to call it. Jiri just got ahead of himself, and I can't imagine Jiri Prochazka waking up Sunday morning and just knowing that you blew one of the biggest opportunities of your life. Like, he had the championship in the bag. As soon as Ulberg went down after that blown out knee, dude, all you had to do was go after that knee. And you can say that, oh, he was trying to be honorable. Fuck that. It's a fight. It is a fight. If I break my hand on somebody's head and I can't use my right hand, do you think they're going to show mercy on me? Absolutely fucking not. So if I see somebody throws a kick and I check it and it hurts and I see it hurts, I'm going to target that leg. If he breaks his hand, I'm targeting that side. If I throw a high kick and he checks on his forearm and I see that forearm kind of bend over and he can't use it, I'm going back to that. That's what happened in Paulo Costa Murzakanov fight. I'll get to that in a minute. But there is no mercy, no, what do they call it? Honor amongst thieves in this fight game. You're in a fucking fist fight. And if your guy is hurt and the referee doesn't step in to stop it, you need to finish that fucking fight. So Jiri Prochazka learned a big, big lesson this weekend. If your opponent is hurt, you need to go in there and kill him. Get him out of there. And when I say kill him, I mean that. Go after him until the referee pulls you off. That's how you become a world champion. That's how you win the biggest fight of your career. And Jiri Prochazka failed to do that. And Carlos Ulberg fucking cemented his place as a new 205-pound light heavyweight champion in the UFC, and he earned that shit because he knew, even he had to think about it in his head, if this goes between rounds, they're not going to let me continue. And my journey, undefeated streak to get to this point, to become a world champion, is over. Over. My knee's blown out. I'm probably going to have to do a year worth of rehab and then fight 2 more fights just to get back to a title shot. Shout out to Carlos Ulberg, man. He made the most of it, and he deserves that title. And Jiri Prochazka should learn his lesson. He's probably going to have, it's probably going to take him another 1 or 2 fights to get back to even a title shot. I don't care what they say. And Ulberg was right. He goes, you know what? He's already had, he was the champion. He got the opportunity against Alex Pereira. And then he got the opportunity against Khalil Roundtree to fight for the title. He goes, he's not going to get another one. He needs to fight at least 2 more before he even gets a chance. You know, he called out Ankalaev, Ulberg did. So no one's really up in arms for Ankalaev, but he is the #1 contender, or he's #2 sitting there right now. So, and he's already beat everyone else. I mean, I think they're going to do Khalil Roundtree versus... I'm not sure who they're going to do that against. But, I mean, there's got to be fights to be made before he can get back to the title. The only other person I can think of who fought as well on a blown-out knee was Maheta, Thiago Dos Santos versus John Jones. And that was a very close contested fight. This was coming off the win of John Jones over Dominic Reyes. And then he went into the fight against Thiago Dos Santos, Maheta. And he got his knee blown out in the first round with those side kicks that John Jones likes to throw. And He had 2 blown out knees. ACLs, MCLs, meniscus on both knees. Still finished the fight and arguably won a decision. I think John Jones still pulled it out, but that was a close fight, and he did it on 2 bum knees. So that's the only other performance that I can think of where a guy's got a blown out knee and still goes 5 rounds. 5 rounds on no knees is absolutely fucking wild. And Thiago Dos Santos did that. Majeta, shout out to him. But Ulberg wins. His corner said it. Eugene Bierman said, he just pulled it out of the jaws of life, man. I mean, it was gone. It was absolutely, he was going to lose that fight. If it would have went to the end of the round, that fight was going to be over. And Jiri Prochazka fucked up. Like, he threw himself in that position to get clipped, and he got clipped. So shout out to Carlos Ulberg, the Kiwi, Maori warrior. Man, you deserve that shit, bro. Carlos Ulberg is the new light heavyweight champion of the world. The co-main event, Mirzakhanov versus Paulo Costa. This was a good fight. I mean, it only went to the 3rd round. It was a stoppage by Paulo Costa. But the first round, all Costa. Mirzakhanov had good pressure in this fight. For the first 3 minutes, because I just rewatched it, the first 3 minutes of the fight, Mirzakhanov had Costa behind the black line. If you guys know what the black line is, then you know what it is. He had him skirting on the outskirts, making Costa move laterally behind the black line, putting pressure, but Costa landed big body kicks, big stiff jabs in this fight. But there was an eye poke in that first round. And it was I don't want to say it was a blatant eye poke, but Costa extended his hand out and thumbed Mirzakhanov in the right eye. Thumbed him, and then after Mirzakhanov grabbed his eye, Costa was laughing at him. He knew he thumbed him. He knew he committed a foul. No nonsense. Keith Peterson doesn't take a point. It should have been a point because they showed the replay. It was blatantly open hand, thumb in the eye. That should be automatic point deduction. Didn't take the point. So it could have been a 9-9, but it was a 10-9 for Costa. Second round, Mirzakhanov puts on the gas, comes out, starts putting the pressure, landing big body shots to Costa. They get into a body lock kind of over-under, and then Mirzakhanov throws a head and arm throw, gets it to the ground, right into a scarf hold choke, which he cannot finish. Costa scrambles up, but Mirzakhanov wins the second round. In between rounds, Costa is sucking wind. I'm thinking, oh my God, he's starting to gas out bad. Even at 205, I think he's gonna just blow it. And then he comes out like a madman. Right out the gate. Right head kick, resets, left head kick, straight right to the body, right head kick, right head kick, right head kick. 5 head kicks in a row outside of that body shot. After the 5th one, Mirzakhanov, he tries to block, turns around, goes down, it's over. Beautiful performance by Paulo Costa. He just beat a number 5, top 5 contender in the light heavyweight division. And this is him coming up at his first fight from 185 to 205. What a beautiful performance by Paulo Costa. Man, good win for him. Yeah, it was a quality win over a top 5 contender. And the only thing after that, he jumps over the fence, goes to shake President Trump's hand, and Trump just keeps calling him beautiful. You're so what a beautiful man. What a beautiful man. What a beautiful fighter you are. You're too good looking to be fighting. What the fuck is that all about? I don't know, man. I've never called another man beautiful that many times and said that you're too good looking to fight. That was weird to me. It is what it is. That's the president of the United States. The feature fight and was the fight of the night. Curtis Razor Blades versus Josh Hokett. I had it scored 28-29 for Josh Hokett. Hokett stuns Blades in the opening seconds of the first round. Drops him to a knee. Hurts him again. But Blades turns it back. Hurts Josh Hokett. is just flurrying on him for the remainder of the last 3 minutes. There was a minute left, and you see it, and both guys are looking up at the clock. Like, these are heavyweights, big heavyweights. Well, Blades is a big heavyweight. Hokett's around 245. But the amount of output these guys were putting out was fucking crazy. And I gave Blades the first round 10-9. Hokett comes back, wins the second round 10-9. And he hurt Blades again in this fight in the second round. It comes down to the third round. Whoever wants it more, it was pretty much across the board, 19-19 going into the last round. Hokett just did enough because Blades never went away. And the whole time, Hokett's, throwing him the finger, but moving around weird. Like, you could tell he was exhausted, but Blades was exhausted as well. Every elbow, every body shot, he's like throwing everything into every shot, man. I mean, you got to give it to Blades. He was there to win. He did not want to lose to Josh Hokett, and Josh Hokett just did enough. Landed big shots late in the stretch, big knees. His speed, he had the speed advantage all night. I mean, just landing great shots with great position, with great speed. I mean, was catching Blades with short uppercuts, and then he'd rip a left knee to the body. Josh Hokett, I wasn't big on his whole shtick of this. It's like a mix between Chael Sonnen and Colby Covington, but it's all cringe. I wasn't big on that, but man, this dude can fight, and I had him winning 29-28. This was the greatest heavyweight bout in the UFC since 2013. Mark Hunt, the Super Samoan, one of my all-time favorites, versus Bigfoot Silva, or Antonio Silva, Bigfoot Silva in Brisbane, Australia. I mean, that fight was absolutely crazy. Like, I remember after that fight, it was such a good heavyweight fight between those two guys, Mark Hunt and Bigfoot Silva, that they were making T-shirts that was Bigfoot Silva versus Mark Hunt 2 that hadn't even been booked yet. But because that first fight was so good, they were already like trying to promote the second fight. That's how good that fight was. But as good as that fight was, this fight was better. Curtis Blades, Josh Hokett, hats off to both of you guys. And now Josh Hokett has found a space on the White House card at Freedom 250 against my man, Derek Lewis, man. Derek Lewis coming out to the Fat Pat. Welcome to the land where it just don't stop. Pops trunk, or shit, I can't remember the words. Sorry, I've already had a couple. Trunks pop. I can't remember. I'm not going to make a fool of myself because I'm already doing that enough as it is. But Derek Lewis, Josh Hokett on the White House front lawn. Let's go, man. Derek Lewis, get this fool out of here, please. Reyes Walker. I had Johnny Walker winning the first 2 rounds easily, and the third round was very close contested. I did a live or a short right after this fight as they were announcing the scores. I thought Johnny Walker easily won this fight. And then it comes out, I think there was 2 30-27 judges' scorecards on this one. So I'm thinking Johnny Walker easily is winning this. Dominic Reyes wins this fight. I was in disbelief. I had picked Dominic Reyes to win this fight. But for Johnny Walker to win 30-27 when I thought it wasn't even close was crazy to me. Dominic Reyes gets the victory. I had Johnny Walker winning. Next fight, Killer Cub Swanson beats Nate the Train Landwehr. KO first round. Big right hand, drops Landwehr. Landwehr tries to kind of grapple back in. Cub Swanson lands another big right hand. Herb Dean steps in. Nate Landwehr is out because he tries to come up and wrestle Herb Dean. Doesn't even know that it's not Cub Swanson anymore. Good stoppage by Herb Dean. Cub Swanson, his retirement fight, lays the gloves down, has his family, his wife is in there, a retirement package. That's the best way to go, man. I ain't gonna lie, I was getting a little bit emotional as I was watching it live. Just to see guys, and especially someone like Cub Swanson, he's like the last guy of my era, like the WEC era, like back in the late early 2000s, 2007, 2008, 2009. That's when I started fighting. That's when Cub Swanson started. I think Cub Swanson started, his debut was in 2008. My debut was 2009. And you've seen all the guys since then go away. Uriah Fabers, Mike Browns, Brian Bowles, Jose Aldos. I mean, trying to think. There's so many guys, especially from that division at 145, come and go. And Cub Swanson, Killer Cub, is the last one from the WEC days. The last one from my era. It was emotional for him, emotional for me just watching it. But shout out Killer Cub Swanson, man. He earned it. What a better way to end your career, cement your legacy with a beautiful first round knockout over a really tough contender in Nate the Train Landwehr. Next fight down, I like to call it the Bellator Championship of the World. It was the last fight on the prelims. Patricio Pitbull versus Aaron Pico. Aaron Pico wins an easily 30-27 victory. He just outboxed Patricio Pitbull. He mixed it up beautifully with the boxing, with the takedowns. He landed good outside low kicks on Patricio Pitbull. Patricio Pitbull didn't go away. He was still in this fight, but he was just getting outclassed by the boxing of Aaron Pico and the wrestling of Aaron Pico. Aaron Pico coming off a shut-off knockout against Laurel Murphy. You know, I don't mean a knockout, shut-off knockout, where you just get shut off. Your brain goes off. He was down and out after that spinning back elbow from Laurel Murphy. And for him to come back and have a good performance like this, amazing for him. A great confidence booster for him. And I hope to see him in a lot more high-level fights moving forward. I mean, not saying that Pitbull is not a high-level fight, but now after this win, especially with Pitbull coming off the win against Dan Ige, he's going to be in a good position to get some Yair Rodriguez's, Diego Lopez's, Jean Silva's. Like, those fights are in the mix for Aaron Pico now moving forward. Kevin Holland versus Rude Boy Randy Brown. Kevin Holland, I had him winning 30-27. All three judges' scorecards, I believe, had the same. Great stand-up round in the first round. Second round, he gets a deep Darce. I don't know how Randy Brown survived that Darce choke. It was so deep. And with Kevin Holland, they're both lengthy guys and rangy guys. Maybe that's why. Because both of them are so skinny and rangy where he had it fully locked in. Full-on locked-in Darce choke. But maybe just because of the length of both guys, there was just enough space for Randy Brown to continue to get oxygen to his brain and not go out. He scrambles up, still makes it a fight. Kevin Holland still wins the second, dominates the third. I still had Kevin Holland winning 30-27 as well as all three judges did. Let's see. Let me go back. Before I jump down to the next one that I had scored, we have Mateusz Gamrot versus Stevan Ribovics. I had picked Ribovics to win just because I like him. I like his style. He's no nonsense. He likes to strike. But Mateusz Gamrot shows why he gets called on last-minute notice to fight Justin Gaethje, why he gets called last minute to fight Charles Oliveira. He showed it Saturday night. He just outclasses Esteban Ribovics on the ground, gets a second-round submission, rear naked choke, just dominated him in the grappling department. Mateusz Gamrot called it after the fight. He wants Benoit Saint-Denis. He wants a Dan Hooker. He wants a Paddy Pimblett. He wants a big name, and I think the UFC owes it to him. He's done so many favors for the UFC fighting Justin Gaethje, Charles Oliveira. You know, give him a name so he can build a brand. You know, give him a good name, a quality name. Not saying that Esteban Ribovics is not a quality name, but he's not ranked in the top 10. Give him a top 10 guy so he can go out there and prove himself. You know, the Polish fighters have a lot of potential, and they're doing big things, and I think they owe it to Mateusz Gamrot to give him a good quality name. Next fight down, Tatiana Suarez versus Lupi Godinez. La Mexicana Godinez comes out, stuns Tatiana Suarez in the first 15 seconds of the round, takes her back, scoops her, lifts her, puts her on the mat, but then doesn't let her up after she had a hurt. Tatiana Suarez, that's her bag. She continues to chain wrestle, gets Lupi Godinez down, starts putting the pressure, ends the round on top. Second round comes out, does more of the same, gets a big takedown, and then finishes by rear naked choke. Tatiana Suarez, big win for her. Lupi Godinez needs to go back and watch the tape. She just made little mistakes that she should have done better as far as letting her back up, knowing situational positions, and not getting stuck there. Why would you want to be wrestling with someone who is that good in the wrestling department with Tatiana Suarez? I know Lupi Godinez has good wrestling. Both her sisters are judo black belts and competed in the last World Games, I believe. So maybe that got to her a little bit. But don't get sucked into your own, like your pride with Tatiana Suarez on the wrestling mat. You know, that's where she shines. And if you make her job easier by getting it there, you're doing yourself a disservice. She should have let her up, went back to work on the feet, and with the hands, with the boxing that she has. She has great Mexican boxing, Lupe Godinez does. So that's a mistake that she made, and she's going to have to go back, look at it, and do it better next time, because she had the fight in her favor until she stayed too long on the mat with Tatiana Suarez. You can't do that with her. She will out-wrestle you, out-position you, and she will get the finish just like she did in the second round. Shout out to Tatiana Suarez. Second round submission, rear naked choke over Lupe Godinez. And the last two I'm going to go over, Chris Padilla versus Markel Mederos. This fight initially ended in a split decision victory for Chris Padilla. He had a post-fight interview, everything. We're thinking it's good. I thought it was a very close fight. Turns out Bruce Buffer read the cards wrong, and it came back, and it was announced in the next fight during the Tatiana Godinez fight that the cards got read wrong, and it was a draw. So I'd have to look back. I want to say I picked Padilla in this fight, but then again, I could see myself picking Mederos, but it was a wash. It was a draw. Neither guy won, neither guy lost. And the last fight I'm going to go over, Kelvin Gastelum versus Vicente Luque. Kelvin Gastelum started the first round very good, landed big shots. I thought he had Vicente Luque hurt against the cage, but then Luque stays in, or Kelvin Gastelum actually gets a really good takedown. Gets deep on the hips, gets a lift, gets a takedown, gets Luque down, ends up in a front face lock position, can't do anything with it, lets Vicente Luque back up to the feet. Luque lands a big right uppercut, in tight, boom, drops Gastelum, lands inside of his guard. Gastelum tries to throw in a half-fast triangle. I don't know why you would do that. His frame is not built for that. It's like my frame. I'm short, stocky. I don't have very many triangle finishes, so I don't even really attempt them. I know my game. I know what I can do and what I can't do well. I'm not shooting up triangles. Kelvin Gastelum tries to shoot up a triangle. Vicente Luque does a great job of stacking him, shucking him over, takes his back. Gastelum scrambles to like almost a front face lock position as well. And that's when Vicente Luque starts to slide in that Darce choke that he's so well at. Slides it in, drops down to the right side, and locks it up. Gastelum stays there and fights it. If he would have rolled through and extended that right arm that was connected to his head and made some space, maybe a little bit of breathing room to give him a chance to scramble up, maybe he could have got out of it, but he didn't. He kept it close to his head. Vicente Luque just gets that dirty squeeze, gets him out of there. 408 in the first round. Congratulations, Vicente Luque. Kelvin Gastelum did not look bad in this fight, but he needs to be more aware in those positions, man. You can't put yourself in a position where your opponent does very well at and has multiple finishes from that particular submission. Hats off, Vicente Luque. The last fight, I had picked Francisco Prado. It was the opening fight versus Charles Ratchke. And Charles Ratchke gets the unanimous decision win over Francisco Prado. I didn't even watch the fight. I like Prado, but Ratchke outpointed him on this fight. I believe it was 2-1 in favor of Ratchke. So that's all I have for the coverage of UFC. The boxing, Conor Benn versus Regis Prograis. I gave Regis Prograis, I already did a breakdown, but I gave Prograis the 4th and 5th. The rest of the rounds, it was a 10-round bout. I gave to Conor Benn. He didn't look that great like he did against Eubank Jr. the last fight. And then Tyson Fury runs away with a unanimous decision over Makhmedov. And that wasn't even close either. He calls out AJ. AJ fumbles the ball. Ariel Helwani was saying that AJ played it well. Like, I'm the boss. I'm the landlord. Just sitting there uninterested. Like, you're not going to tell me what to do. But, man, that was just a golden opportunity for AJ to stand up, not just sit his ass down. Stand up, be like, I respect you, and we will make this fight happen, but I'm not going to give you an answer right now. But at least acknowledge that we want to see the fight, even though if it's past its prime. This fight should have happened 7 years ago, easily 7 years ago, maybe even 5 years ago, when after Fury had defeated Wilder for the WBC and the ring title, and before AJ got beat by Andy Ruiz. After he got the comeback and won and regained his titles, that's when the fight should have been made. But boxing politics, everything, nothing gets made when it's supposed to be made. Just like the Pacquiao Floyd Mayweather fight. Yes, we watched it. Yes, I loved it, but it was probably 7, 8, 9, 10 years past when it should have happened. But at least we're going to see it. I still want to see AJ versus Tyson Fury. And then we have Gilbert Burns versus Mike Malott coming up this weekend on UFC Fight Night. I will do a separate episode for that and break it all down. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the bell so you get the notifications. Watch fights, drink pints. See you guys on the next one. Peace!